Okay, hope to get done. Hi, my cat's on the counter. Get Opie? No, hold on. You want to get down from the counter, please? Come on, mommy's cooking. Come on, get down right here. You sit right there and watch me. Hey, that was Hoagie. Oh, there was. This is healthy. Anyway, okay. Now that we got all the cat's curiosity out of the way, and the ones in the back are sound asleep. So, okay. This is Mrs. Homemaker's channel. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. And I should welcome myself back since I've been away for a while myself. Um, just sort of self-quarantine with all this COVID-19 going on. And anyway, let's talk about something very pleasant, which is I am going to be baking German sweet, how do you say that? German sweet chocolate cake. It's a lot of people's favorite. It certainly is mine. And I just thought I would share that with you. And a lot of my videos, I also make it for myself, just in case I forget where I put my recipes, or should I get too old and can't remember how to do things. It's sort of like a nice thing to have as a reminder. So I'm going to be making German sweet chocolate cake for you guys. To save time, I have creamed 2 sticks of butter. Before, let me just read all the ingredients off for you. For the cake, you will need 1 package of German sweet chocolate. It looks like this: Baker's German sweet chocolate. So you will need a package of that, and 1/2 cup water, 2 cups flour, 1 teaspoon soda, baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 cup or 2 sticks of margarine or butter. I use butter. 2 cups of sugar, 4 egg whites, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1 cup buttermilk, and 4 egg whites. So, first off, you want to heat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. And grease 3 cake pans. It's going to be a large cake. And what I do is you can oil it or use one of those spray things. And then I also line it with a parchment paper. You can use wax paper if you want. And you can spray it on top of that if you want to, but it's not necessary, but you can spray on top of the paper, whatever you fancy, as long as it doesn't stick. So we have all that prepared, and my oven's being preheated to 350. And let's get started. Here I have measured the flour, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. So that's in this bowl. And I took that, I melted 1/2 cup water with the chocolate in the microwave till it's melted. And I also separated the egg whites, the four egg whites, and here's the 4 egg yolks. And I have a teaspoon of vanilla. But you know me, I teaspoon and extra. And here I have 2 sticks of butter, or one cup or 2 sticks of butter, room temperature, and I creamed it with 2 cups of sugar. My cat's peeking through the door. They're like, "Who is that lady talking to?" So once you cream the butter and the sugar, you want to add the chocolate to it. It's going to be a little noisy. I'll put it on low. You want to get every bit of that chocolate. Because it is a chocolate cake. And for those of you who don't often use Baker's sweet chocolate cake, the bar, it's as the label says, sweet chocolate. It is a little bit on the extra sweet side compared to the other chocolate bars. And to that, you want to add the egg yolks one at a time. And to that, you want to alternate the dry ingredients. Remember, this is 2 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And you want to alternate that with the buttermilk, 1 cup of buttermilk. It makes a mess, so make sure you have this on the low until you get it going. I'm afraid I'm going to make a big mess here. You know me. I have my head turned away because I'm afraid it's going to. Yes, this is one of my favorite cakes. And I just noticed a lot of men love chocolate cake, especially this one. but it's so rich and heavy. A lot of my co-workers used to always tease me about it. Make me some of that cake that weighs a ton. And when you make it, I'm sure your friends will always be asking for this. It's that good. It's a very traditional old recipe. It's been around for a while. I've already have my sink full of dishes. I was busy. So we ended with the buttermilk. And you want to scrape the sides occasionally. That way it gets blended out evenly. And I'm also going to frost this with the traditional uh, caramel pecan frosting. You should do that because they have raw egg. I know, I just did it. Then what you want to do is fold in the egg whites. Remember, this is the 4 egg whites from the when we separated the yolks. Let me take this out. You don't want to whip it. You're folding it in. That's what makes it light and airy. The cake itself is not a very dense cake. It's the frosting, which we all love. I know I can just sit there and eat the frosting with a spoon. Of course, I wouldn't do it, but I could easily. And it's the frosting that makes this cake my favorite. Okay. You just run a, you just, oh, I should show you the color. See, it's sort of like a light brown. It gets a little darker once it's baked, but it's not like one of those very dark devil's food cake. It's much lighter in color because it probably has more sugar and it's not high in cocoa. The egg whites is starting to flatten out. I had it sitting for a while. But I think it'll be good. And I never had this go bad on me at all. I've been making this cake for a long time. Because it is one of my favorite and my friends. It's a great brag cake when you want to brag about it or you want to impress somebody. This would be great for Valentine's Day cake too. You can impress your sweetheart. And you don't really have to make this into a three-layer cake. You can just easily make it into single cake pans and freeze some. They freeze well. I've even frozen this frosted and they came out okay. So once this is folded, then you want to, remember I said to prepare your cakes, put it in three. If you only have two of these, you can certainly, bake two and then bake another one later on. Or if you only have enough room in the top rack, you can put it on the lower rack. Just even it out. I love this kind of cake because you don't really have, you don't have to get too fancy decorating it, for birthdays and stuff. This is great. Saves you time. Because the frosting itself it looks so rich that you don't really need additional icing, decorating, or roses or anything like that. You could, but you don't need it. Okay. The trick is to try to, since I didn't measure it, try to get it all the same amount, even. Which it doesn't, but it doesn't matter. Just so you have 3 layers. Okay. This one. Try to make it like maybe 3/4 full. I wouldn't make it more than that. Because you're going to have big mounds. You don't want that. And if you should have big mounds, uneven, just trim it off. That way they stack easier. Because it does get high, so you want to make sure they're even. One thing about me and my cooking style, I am no chef. I'm not a baking expert. However, my friends think I do well, but I'm no expert. And I have a lot of mishaps, as most of you know who've been following me. But I enjoy making videos. And I like the fact that if I lose a recipe or something, I can just I have this on YouTube, so I can just turn YouTube on. And it's always up there on the internet forever. I like that. I don't have a huge follower right now, but my my friends and family do enjoy talking about the things I make. So it's for them too, but mostly for myself. It's like a living diary of what I used to do. But I hope I never get to the point that I keep losing or forgetting how to cook or bake. Let's hope not. This has not been a good year for me. I'm not sure if and I forget a lot. I'm not sure if I told you or not, but Bogey had passed away. That was a tan cat. And the same color as Mr. B, except Mr. B has hair. Bogey has short hair. But he was always sitting there. He never missed. I think he's in almost all my video, except for one or two. Yes. So maybe that's why I was having a hard time trying to make a video. You know, your pets become a family member to you. But, and not just Bogey, but we had several cats that had issues this this year. I just took one cat to the vet the other day, and one had sprained his paw. I thought it was broken, but he started walking around good, so it's nothing too serious. Okay, now I'm trying to eyeball this, see which one is. Trying to scrape every bit of it. Certainly not a cheap cake to make, but it's well worth it. In case you don't know why I go like this a lot, I'm tiptoeing. As you know, I'm short, and the counter seems a little too high for me. Okay. I'm so tempted to lick the spoon. It goes in the oven for 350 at 350 degrees for. I already lost my paper. I would ask you, did you? Oh, here it is. I was going to ask you, the viewers, did you see this paper? It was sitting here. So it goes in the oven for at 350 for 30 minutes. Okay, is that all? Yep, bake 30 minutes or until the cake springs back. So here we go. I'm going to put it on pause. While the cake is baking in the oven, I thought I would start making the frosting. So for the frosting, you will need this. Oh, by the way, the recipe came from back of the packaging, the Baker's German chocolate cake packaging. But this is an old. The new one has a cupcake recipe. This must have been from an old package. But you can go to their website and download the recipes. Just go to Baker's Sweet Chocolate Cake. Hold on. Just go to bakerschocolate.com. Bakerschocolate.com. It says you can find more recipes there. So I'm sure they'll have this. So let me read the recipe. 1 can evaporated milk. Evaporated, not the sweet one. And 1.5 cups sugar. And 3/4 cup or 1.5 stick of butter. And 1.5 teaspoon vanilla. You can just put 2 teaspoons. I always put extra. And heat that up. That's Mr. B there. You want to show your face to the camera? Yep, that's Mr. B. He's very quiet. He's a shy one. But since Bogey left us, he's taking his place. He seems to be down the kitchen more often. That's how it is here. But yes, we all miss him. I need to stir that, because with all that sugar, it's going to stick. You want to stir this. Cook on medium heat for 12 minutes or until thickened and golden brown. Okay, that's simple enough. Then you're gonna, when that gets heated and thickened. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot the egg yolks. When I said thickened, I'm thinking, where's my thickener? There's the egg yolks with 1.5 teaspoon vanilla in it. If you put it, anytime you put eggs into the hot sauce, you want to temper it. But this isn't hot, so not necessary. I just thought I would let you know that. For instance, if you're making gravy or anything like that. So we stir this till it gets thickened. The egg yolk is the one that's going to thicken this up. So once this is thickened, you're going to be adding 1 package 7-ounce Baker's Angel Flake coconuts. I just happen to have a bigger bag, and that I used almost half. So it ended up to be a little bit more than 7 ounce, but that's fine. I love coconut. I want to wait till that thickens. Excuse me. That was me sneezing. While this is being heated, if you want to, you can toast the coconut and the nuts, which I usually do, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to try to follow the recipe as is. I'm just going to put this on pause. Okay, the sauce has thickened. Can you see the consistency? Not real thick, but it coats the spoon. And when it cools off, it'll get thick. So you want to add your coconut. This isn't toasted, but normally I would toast mine along with the nuts. It gives it extra rich flavor. But the recipe doesn't call for it, so I'm just going to make it as is. And it will be delicious. And the chopped nuts. You might want to use a bigger pot. In fact, I would recommend a bigger pot. This all fits, but you have to make sure and stir it, because when it's cooking, it tends to bubble and boil over if you don't watch. So you would just stir all this in and let it cool just a bit. Not a bit. Just let it cool. In the meantime, the cake was done. So I took it off the oven and I'm going to let it cool down for about 15 minutes. Otherwise, a warm frosting like this on a hot cake is just going to make it all mush. You like moist cake, but not that moist. If you hear noises upstairs, it's Sarge. He's streaming. I will take it off the burner. Clean up the mess a little bit. I hope, I'm just making small chit chat. I hope everybody is doing fine and not getting sick. And if you did, I hope you recovered well. I thought I would just throw that in because I have this tendency to forget, and I wanted to make sure and wish everybody a healthy day. And please be careful. You know, there's a reason why they're recommending wearing masks and washing hands and all that stuff. So be careful. Yes, I want everybody to stay healthy, including myself. So we're letting that cool off, and it should be cool by now. What I like to do is run a knife around it. Run a knife around it to loosen the edges. Even though it was oiled, it should come off. Just extra caution here. Please don't burn your hand. Even though I did cool it off for 15 minutes. It may be still warm. Oh. There's a little piece that fell off. Came out good. You can do the cake test if you want to at this point, but you can usually tell it's done because the edges kind of pull away from the sides. It's always a good idea to do the cake toothpick test. You just insert the toothpick in the middle, and if it comes out clean, it's done. It's that simple. So no excuse. You should always have a cake that is well done. I forgot about that other half of coconut I have sitting here. No wonder it kind of look kind of skimpy. And that's it. Basically, just waiting for the cake to cool off and spread it out. I'll flip one over for you. Voila. See, when you have everything prepared, it comes out really nice. It's hot. You might want to let it cool off a bit before you take the paper off. See? Then you're going to spread in and layer it. But I want to let it cool off a bit more. So as you can see, I've cooled the cake off a little bit, and then spread the frosting on the bottom layer, and this is the second layer. This will be the third layer. You can, the amount of frosting you want to put, that's up to your taste. I used to always put a whole bunch in, but then it is sweet. So I decided to put a little bit less this time, and I wanted to have extra frosting left over, because if I want to make a cupcake, or they go well with even on waffles and pancakes and stuff, or some kind of sweet bread, muffins. They just a good thing to have around. So I don't mind having extra filling, frosting, whatever you call it. As you can see, it's a little messy. It's hard to tell on the video, but it is a nice size cake. On the recipe, they just have the tops frosted, each layer of the top. But I often frost the whole thing, the top and the sides, simply because sometimes I don't stack them very nice. And if you frost the sides, you can hide it. Plus the frosting, this is so good that you don't mind frosting the sides. Like I said, I can just eat this just so. Not very cool thing to do. And as it cools down even more, this gets a little bit harder. So your cake will be moist but not mush. The cake, it started out as light and airy, but by the time you add your frosting, it gets dense, moist. I'm not sure if I have enough to frost the sides. I always end up with a various amount of frosting. I can never calculate just how much, but I always tend to have extra. So if you want to frost the sides, you can. It's not, you don't have to. Or you can just let it drip on the sides too. I'm going to attempt to frost the side. Because it works better when it's cooled off a bit more. this is a birthday cake, you can certainly make a buttercream frosting and just pipe the bottom, or just spread a thin layer and then add more nuts to it, or maybe even make chocolate curls and put it on top. All kinds of ideas to make it festive for birthdays or holidays. It's just a sloppy cake to decorate for me. But you just clean it up after you're done decorating. Just clean the sides off the plates. You don't want all the stuff laying on the plate. It doesn't look appetizing. Okay, so there you have it. I did decide to frost the sides too, because I had extra. Although, like I said, if you have extra left over, don't feel like doing the sides, just save it to put it on even toast. It's just a good thing to eat. But I don't recommend you eating it out of the bowl because it has a lot of calories. 2 cups of sugar, remember? So, I mean, I do it, but I don't recommend it. So, if you want to, you can even just decorate it. I like to put a few almonds just to make it look fancy. Just put it on the center. It makes a difference just by putting a few almonds on the top. It really sets it off. Yeah. Now, doesn't that look, I don't want to tilt it. Just by putting 4 pieces of almond in the center, it kind of dresses it up. You no need to make extra frosting. Certainly looks pretty enough for a birthday cake or a Christmas cake or holiday cake. Or like I said, Valentine's Day is coming up soon. Like this. You steal your boyfriend's heart. So, oh, you have to do a taste test. Okay. I probably should cool it off a bit more. But it's supposed to make 12 servings. So, I don't know. If you're a hearty dessert eater like I am. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's a little sticky. Of course, the first piece always falls apart on me. And when you cut a cake, oops, the frosting is a little warm. When you cut a cake, make sure that the cut pieces look nice, and the plate itself, the hollow part, the part that's missing, scrape the edges off and push it on the side or something. It makes it look pretty. Okay, here comes a big taste test. Of course, I've been licking my finger all throughout. Oops. Oh, I didn't cut this very nice, but you get to see it. Can't wait. Can you see the layers? The layers, the white, the lighter one is the frosting. It's so yummy. It's 3 nice size layers of frosting, cake and frosting in between. Of course, it's going to be good then. All that sugar and all the yummy stuff. Coconut. I love coconut. So if you're a coconut fan, you'll love this. It tastes good warm too. I just took notice to that. For those of you who can't wait. mm. I better put this down. This is not a show about eating. So there you have it. German sweet chocolate cake. Try it. You'll like it. And I'm sure your friends will too. So with that, I am going to close today's video by wishing you all a healthy and happy new year. I'm a little late. Coconut caught in my, a little late, but what's new? I will never change. I try. Hopefully this year, 2021, will bring you good luck, and I hope I get to make more videos this year and not get too depressed like I always do. There's always a reason to get depressed in life, you know. Just don't let it get caught up too long. Like, I know I'm not going to say don't get depressed, because I try hard and I do. But I try to bounce back. You always have to bounce back, you know, because that is life. You're always going to have something that's going to upset you. And this has been a very rough year for everybody. The election, this in the States, the elections and the COVID. So anyway, I'll close it off by saying God bless, and I pray for everybody, and I wish everybody peace. And don't forget to adopt all the cats and pets, the strays, especially from your local pet shelter. And I'm especially asking you to adopt older pets, because often they get brushed aside for the younger, cuter ones. And as I get older, I don't want to get brushed aside. So please think about adopting older pets. Thank you. And I will see you next time. Bye bye. God bless.